It's been a minute. It has been a minute. Can't see me. It has been a minute, ladies and gents. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I am back on trying to get on track. Not well, I might add. It has been a little bit of a journey. Oh goodness, we're trying to do a little bit of work here, and let me just tell you, it's a disaster area. It's like a construction area. It's a dump. It's all these lovely fun things. Oh my gosh, I have so many updates. It has been about 2 weeks since my last video. My last video meaning with you guys, not like my last video since I posted. It's very loud. And oh my gosh, hello. I don't even know if I've got the camera set up right because I haven't done this in, well, I'm gonna say 2 weeks minimum, and I think 2.5 weeks at best. I'm not good at math and I'm not gonna wing it. But about 2 weeks, I have not recorded a single thing, not a single thing. Lots of updates. And there's just so many things I want to talk about, but we're gonna keep it light today because, well, I'm back from Cuba and I've really had so much catching up to do at home. I arrived home. When I left, there was 3 feet of snow. 2 weeks later, I arrived. Like, when there is 3 feet of snow, or when snow has been on the ground since end of October, beginning of November is what I want to say. It's so pristine. Everything is so beautifully white. I'm just going to make sure that I'm still recording because I have, you know me. Oh yeah, we're at 52 seconds and I've said nothing except good morning. Okay, it's good to know that nothing has changed. Some things stay the same. So they're doing a whole bunch of work here on the road here, and this is the second day I see them. I'm wondering what's going on. So lots of updates, as I said. When you leave a place that's pristinely white and you arrive at a place that looks like a bomb went off, like specifically Hiroshima, you're quickly jarred into action because we had so much vitamin D, we had so much rest being relative because I did drink, and I'm still not on my carnivore diet, and the things that are happening to my body, it's actually a very interesting experiment because I'm having so many side effects that it makes me realize that the boring, now I realize, very difficult diet. I didn't think it was difficult at first because I did it out of desperation, and now that I feel better, it's harder to go back on. So, word to the wise. If you do go on this diet, don't start cheating for any long periods of time. This is going on 8 weeks now. I've been cheating. And I'm sorry if you can hear my tires. My tires are very loud because they're winter tires still. My husband hasn't changed them over to the summer tires. And don't cheat, because when you feel really good, you don't have that desperation mode anymore to depend on that I had a year and a half ago, or a year and 3 months ago. Excuse me, I get phlegm. I am gassy from the top end. I'm gassy from the bottom end. My skin is a nightmare. My hair is constantly itchy. I have eczema in my hair again. It's just endless. The amount of things. Oh, my dog actually will lick your feet if you have something going on with your body. Like, never touches my feet. Now all of a sudden he's touching my feet, like he's licking my feet. So that means there's lots of stuff coming out of my feet. That's no bueno. So back to, we arrived, and the very first reaction that happened when we arrived was absolute shock and dismay. I was shocked at how my brain did not remember at all the crap that was on the ground before the snow fell. Because the snow didn't fall like unexpectedly. We knew that it was going to fall. But because we're still cityites, we thought it would still hold off. But once the snow came here, it never left. So it wasn't like we had a chance to go ahead and clean up the stuff that we needed to still clean up before real winter arrived. No, real winter arrived and stayed until May. So that's the reason why I haven't recorded. So now it's literally just almost summer. Yesterday it was 32. I was dying, and I was trying to work. We're trying to get, the chicken runs and the chicken coops in better shape, because again, winter jumped and it never left. It just like pounced on us. So it's been a whirlwind. So we arrived here a little over 2 weeks ago. We got to spend some time with my granddaughter, and then we went right to work as soon as she left, because my kids babysit my property. And that was that. So I hadn't had time. Plus, I am starting another, I'm going to give it a shot on how to sell outfits. I would like to do that. I'm putting it out there. If anybody is enjoying any of the outfits I do put together, I didn't do that on purpose, but as it turns out, that's kind of the business that I want to start. This is really crazy. There's this like weird machina on the road, and hopefully it's so massive. This machine is so massive, it takes almost the whole road. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy schmackadoodle. Okay. So I'm trying that. So I'm now rearranging a room because my house is tiny. So right now I'm realizing I'm not like a hoarder, and I'm just borderline pack rat, because when I see the pack rattiness of a pack rat, it makes me uneasy. So again, another thing that's been taking my time. And while I was in Cuba, speaking of time, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about how someone, or who would actually have the time and the wherewithal to control us. A lot of people don't believe me when there's like a skid mark literally for the last skid mark, sorry. I know I'm being like right up until here there was a skid mark. Like, I don't know if they were wheeling out for like a quarter mile or what, but anyway, that's good. Sorry, it wasn't here yesterday, so somebody was peeling out yesterday. And as I was in Cuba, I was thinking to myself, most people do not believe me when I tell them that we have owners, that we have masters, that we in fact are slaves and peasants. I always tell my children that we are at the bottom of the pyramid. And I don't just mean me and my children. I mean most of y'all. Because anybody that has any kind of power and money ain't going to be listening to me, believe you me. They don't care what I have to say. They can squash me like a bug. So they don't care. But I mean, all y'all out there in YouTube land that still have to work, that still have to get up and make your own coffee, that have to go shopping and make your own food, and even if you go to restaurants, that really doesn't take you out of the equation. Unless you have billions and billions of dollars, you are, in my, calculation, still a slave and a peasant. It's just, you're maybe a higher, slightly higher level peasant than, for example, me and the rest of the peasants. But me personally, I don't know any non-peasant people. I have friends that are standing to inherit like $12+ million. You're still a peasant. You're still a peasant. In fact, I would argue, sorry, I have things in the back that are maybe making noise, and I'm really sorry if this is just very loud. This is how it's gonna be. I'm practice over perfection. I've got to remember that. So, back to the people that I know, there are some people that have a lot of money in relation to me, in relation to other people in my friend circle. But they are still peasants. I don't know anybody from the upper echelons of society. Let's just put it that way. And even if somebody is a millionaire, even a multi-millionaire, they're probably not in with the controllers. And I am almost certain that none of y'all that watch these videos have any connection or any access to anybody of real relevance that actually has any real effect on the way you and I live. Those people are, as you would call, untouchables, and they're not untouchables because they're like peasants in India. They are untouchables because there is no law, there is no rule of law that would ever put them in a situation where they have to pay for their deeds. And as you think about that, because I think a lot of people, I've heard a lot of my family members and a lot of my friends, oh, they're so wealthy, they've got so much money. Believe me, when people say that, for me, it's so hard not to say anything, because I don't need my ego to be stroked, and I don't need to argue with them when they believe something that I believe is completely and utterly false, or just misunderstood. Because having millions of dollars doesn't mean that you have any real power. It just means you've got some new money. It's kind of like The Great Gatsby. When in The Great Gatsby, new money is definitely understood when they see somebody that has a yellow car. The yellow car really signals new money, because new money is flashy. New money is blatant because it's new to them and they want to be able to showcase it. Whereas old money is subtle. Old money is subdued. Old money does not, and I repeat, does not need anyone to know that money is there or money is present in any form. It's incognito, as it were. People that have old money don't walk around in flashy clothes, don't have extensions that are hundreds of dollars, don't wear long nails, don't have those long ridiculous eyelashes. Sorry for anybody that has the ridiculous eyelashes. It's no judgment. It's just a fact. It's just a way of life. They are quiet with their money. They don't want to be flashy. They don't want to bring attention to themselves. Just like the people in power. The people in power have all the time in the world to plan, plot, and work through agendas that seemingly don't exist. They're not loud. They're not obvious. They're inconspicuous, just like old money. So like in The Great Gatsby, all these movies tell you what you should be looking for. And in The Great, yeah, something's wrong with my right. Like, does you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but when I turn right, there's like my husband says it's some sort of, I don't know if it's wheel bearing or something or other. Anyway, it's not dangerous as far as I know. And when I was in Cuba, I said to my husband, well, no wonder these people in power have time. When I was in Cuba, I didn't even pour my own coffee. It was included. The pouring was included. So I would order dos cappuccinos, por favor. And 2 minutes later, I had a cappuccino in front of me. So tell me, if your bed is made, your laundry's done, your cappuccinos are poured, all you have to do is make it on time, or, I mean, in their case, they just tell them when to make the food. There's nothing left to do. Like, you are not at all required to do anything but get up. And, I mean, I guess, arguably, get dressed. If you want to get dressed, you can probably get that done too for you. Well, absolutely you can. They did when the lords and the kings and queens, they used to get dressed by maids. So people like you and I that are trained, like in puppy school, we are trained to get up, to hustle, to run. We never have time. And that's the point. And then when we're on vacation, like me and my husband were, my husband started getting bored. Week 2, and you could tell he was already, it's his training. His training is basically signaling in his brain somewhere that you should be doing something. You should actually be doing something. You should be productive. You should be doing something. And so we get bored. But these people that have big powers, real powers, don't get bored. You know why? Because they have time to think under the apple tree, to have a cup of coffee delivered to the apple tree, wherever it might be in the orchard, and think, and plot, and plan, and work out the details, every detail, as to how they're going to control people like you and I, the peasants, in order for them to continue getting the apple pie and the coffee delivered under the apple tree. And they don't worry themselves about things like going grocery shopping and doing the laundry, going to work. Oh my God. Their work is to specifically work on and increase and improve the control of us. Because if they control us, you and I, the peasants, even the millionaires, because the millionaires still go to work. If you have to go to work, and if you have to pay your taxes and you're not the one collecting the taxes and sitting under the apple tree ordering your coffee to be brought to you, you are still a peasant. I would argue that Mr. Billy Gates is also a peasant, and Jeff Bezos and Mr. P. Diddy, they're all peasants. They're still all peasants. They're high-class peasants. They've got way more cars and way more power to spend their money on, but they are still visible peasants to the invisible masters that run this world. Believe me or don't believe me, do your own damn research. But I would say the master's job is to remain, ooh, that sounds bad. The master's job, his career, his life's work, is to maintain being the master. Because if the master loses control of the slaves, the peasants, the people at the bottom, there's a lot more of us than there is of them. It's like a pyramid. Why is the pyramid so important to the people in power? Because they are the peak. And there's only one peak, right? Think about it. But the base is massive. It's massive. Oh, this is going to be loud because this is a big turn. So while I was in Cuba, I was pondering that. And we, the peasants, I had my glasses stolen. I think I told you guys in one of the videos. We, the peasants, we prey on each other, we abuse each other, we mistreat each other, and we fight. And they depend on that. And especially right now, one of their plans, while sitting quietly under a tree somewhere in some mega orchard, they realized that they need to keep us divided so that we have teams and we have, things to fight about. And if we have things to fight about, guess what? We don't have time to maybe ponder about what's going on and how they're keeping us down, how they're making us work, sometimes 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, depending on which country you're in, depending on what you're doing. I mean, there are so many people that work 12 hours a day, every day. There are so many people in the world that work 15 hours a day, every day, depending on where you are in the world. And there are some people that are millionaires, and they're still working 16 hours a day. And they think because they have a Lexus or a Lamborghini or a whatever, or a jet and a helicopter, all these things are keeping those slaves close to the bottom. Because if you don't have those, by managing the world and sucking all of our energy, sucking all of the wealth off of us, then you're actually just a very wealthy slave. That's the only difference. And when I was in Cuba, I realized when I had my glasses stolen that there are some peasants that are more desperate than other peasants, and they have less to lose, so they just do things. Like, we're having problems with immigration all around the world, and it's not the problem with the immigration, it's the problem with the people that have been put in a position of such plight and such desperation that they have nothing to lose. We're the creators of our own problems, of every problem. If we all just helped one another, but not just helped one another, we're all able to get up and carry our own weight. Everybody carried their own weight. If everybody carried their own weight, and if everybody helped with those people that couldn't carry their weight but they were trying, it would be a different world, because they wouldn't have the control that they have, because they're creating desperation out of convenience, out of greed, because they're making some people very convenient and greedy, and they're making other people desperate and destitute, and they're creating all of these divides which create bigger divots between humans. And when you create bigger divots between humans, you can control them better. Well, it's a simple, very easy formula that they have used for probably thousands of years. Probably thousands. Like, we don't even know how old we are. We don't even know how old we are. That's the worst part. We don't know anything about ourselves. We think we do because science gives it to us. But again, I would argue, who owns the science? Right? Who owns the science? Not us, not you and me. You and I don't do the science experiment. I'm doing a science experiment on my own body, and I'm realizing how much lying I've had to deal with. Because if this experiment that I've done for over a year, because I did it over a year and then I fell off the wagon, as it were, I'm going back. I'm just getting through everything in my kitchen right now that we had while my mom was there, and while we left for Cuba, and while my daughter was there. So we got to get rid of all that stuff. I'm not going to throw it away. But really, I'm thinking we're eating mostly poison because my body is telling me. But what does the science tell us? Oh, eat more of that. That's what the science tells us. So now I'm doing my own experiment, and I'm finding that my results are very different than what they're telling me my results should be. So being on a 2-week vacation allowed me to see how these people don't ever get bored, and how these people are able to control the vast swaths of society that they have now got on a beautiful system called the monetary system. That, as Alan Watts says, is the biggest scam of all. First of all, they take your money. They make us use the money everywhere, so you can't function anywhere. Now they're trying to get rid of money altogether, the currency that is. And you know what's so funny? What's so funny is you put your money in the bank. This is great. The money is no longer yours. As soon as you put it in the bank, it's not actually yours, it's theirs. They use that money to make more money, and they charge you to keep it in there. I mean, guys, let's get a grip. Let's realize what's happening. Anyways, that's what I was thinking today. I was thinking that, and now I'm at the place I haven't been in 4 weeks. I haven't been at my friend's house in over 4 weeks. So I am going to go in, do my business, and I will be back to talk with you some more on other things. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and I don't know, do you agree with me or don't you agree with me? I don't know. And if you don't, add, subtract, argue, whatever. Do what you need to do, but let me know what you think. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao. Mwah.